Well, for Ranger Nick this month, we come to you high in the sky above the Chattahoochee Forest National Fish Hatchery, and we're not talking about fish. We're talking about another scaly friend of the fish, and that happens to be the bog turtle, and I'm joined by a good friend, Thomas Floyd. Good to meet you, Thomas. Thanks so much for being out here with us. Thomas is a wildlife biologist with the Georgia Department of Natural Resources, and he is an expert on these little fellas that we are sitting here looking at, and they are incredibly adorable. This is a bog turtle, but I'm wondering that many folks at home probably have never seen one of these guys in the wild. I spend a lot of time in the woods, and I have never seen one in the wild. Why is that? Why aren't these more common than we would think?
Well, this species is really reclusive. Okay. So even in the best habitats, you're not likely to see one out and about. But these habitats themselves are really rare.
Okay. Yeah.
And many of the habitats around the landscape are degraded and no longer have bog turtles.
And I'm thinking maybe that's because of production, that's because of growth of neighborhoods and buildings, and maybe there's an agricultural component to this too?
Well, here in the southern Appalachians, the places where these natural wetlands would occur were in flat areas where roads and reservoirs and pastures and farms also occur.
And they fragment those habitats. So we're here, you invited me to meet you here at the fish hatchery. Why are we standing here among this vegetation? What are you doing here to help these guys?
Well, we've created microcosms here for a captive population.
Okay.
So one way that we're working to conserve the species is to head start them.
Okay.
And the goal here is to breed the turtles we have in captivity and produce hatchlings that we can introduce to restored habitat in the wild.
And I'm guessing that this is not done just by Georgia DNR. I'm thinking there's probably other collaborators. And Thomas, I want to kind of talk about those collaborators and how y'all are working together to help these little fellas. So let's go there next. Well, Thomas talked about the importance of creating habitat just like they're doing up here in North Georgia, but to create that habitat, we have to have stuff to put into the habitat, and that's where Carrie Radcliffe comes in. Carrie, it's so nice to be with you.
Nice to meet you.
You are with the Atlanta Botanical Garden all the way up here in North Georgia, and we're visiting with a pretty cool looking plant that you're going to put into this habitat. What is this, and why are we doing that?
This is the purple mountain pitcher plant, and it only exists in one wild population in Georgia. And so because these are so rare, we do safeguarding where we actually propagate these from wild seed, grow them in our greenhouses and nurseries at the botanical gardens, and then reintroduce them into the wild.
And I don't want to get bogged down too much in talking about the plant side of this, but to put this guy into a habitat like this, I have heard, Thomas, that plants and those bog turtles can get stolen by folks. Is that correct? They will try to harvest that?
Overcollection as well as poaching is a problem for the conservation of both bog turtles and rare bog plants that occur in these habitats.
Which is incredible, and I know that people are looking to engage with nature, but not that much. What I want to do is I want to help you plant this. Can I put this in the heart? Thank you very much. Put this little fella right in. Look at this. Put this little guy right in there. We're creating a little home for the bog turtles. What I want to do next is I want to go to an undisclosed location because I don't want everybody knowing where this is. I want to show some plants, some habitat, a place where these bog turtles are going to live, and show the folks at home what you can do to help these guys. So let's fly on over there next if y'all want. So we've moved locations, and you're looking above an actual bog with bog turtles in it.
And this is an example of one of the many bogs in the Chattahoochee National Forest that have been restored with the help of the many partners of the Georgia Plant Conservation Alliance.
So we're talking about partnerships, Thomas. What a great marriage there, bringing you guys together to help restore a place like this. Now, not to ask a goofy question, why does it not look as pristine, as nice with the sphagnum moss? Why doesn't it look like we saw back at the fish hatchery? Why does it look like this?
This is one of our conservation challenges. This is an example of the unnatural damage from feral hogs that have become a problem in North Georgia.
Even up this far north?
Increasingly so. They do.
So they're coming out here, they're uprooting some of this moss, they're rooting around for the roots and damaging critical bog turtle habitat.
That's right.
I mean, I think about it in South Georgia, I don't think about it this far north. That's incredible. Now, Thomas, always when the folks are watching at home, I know that folks want to know, what can I do to help that cute little bog turtle and its habitat? So Thomas, what could somebody at home who's watching this do to help that little guy and their habitat?
We're constantly in search of new populations and new wetlands. We don't know where all of them are. We've found new populations recently. Any any potential habitat, we're very interested in checking out.
Really, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to share Thomas's email on the screen there so folks can see that, reach out to you. Oh, that's incredible. Thomas, I can't say thanks enough.
Well, thanks so much. Thanks so much for coming out. This has been great.
Absolutely. This has been so cool. I'm such a fan of turtles, and what an excellent way to celebrate their existence and on television like this. Y'all, I also got to thank the Georgia Conservation Alliance, the Plant Conservation Alliance, and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service for allowing this partnership to exist. This has been incredible. Y'all know what to do. While you're online checking out the Farm Monitor on YouTube, check out the Ranger Nick Facebook page. I always encourage folks to do that. And until next time, for the Farm Monitor, I'm Ranger Nick, reminding you that enthusiasm is contagious. So pass it on. Y'all, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you back here this time next month. See ya.